My name is Billy Thompson, and I stand to resolve that being a vegetarian is a better ethical choice than meat eating. I would like to begin by considering a frequently overlooked yet important distinction. Harming and killing animals for necessity is not morally equivalent to slaughtering and murdering animals for pleasure. Eating meat for food when we have no other choice for survival is not ethically equivalent to killing animals when we have many other healthy alternatives. Princeton University professor Peter Singer says that if it is possible to survive and be healthy without eating meat, one ought to choose that option instead of causing unnecessary harm to animals. This ethical distinction is crucial because it clarifies a serious category error in the belief that meat eating is natural and therefore morally acceptable. It is essential to realize that with very few exceptions, when humans murder animals for food, we're not doing so for survival, only pleasure. According to the Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics, humans have no biological or nutritional need to consume meat or any animal products. Most humans have a choice in their diet, and when people with access to non-animal food options choose to slaughter animals because they can or because they like the taste, they are not killing from necessity. Humans in remote and impoverished areas that are forced to hunt in order to survive are acts of necessity and do not equal or justify wholly unnecessary harm to animals. As Ashley Capps writes in an article for the WASS, there is no analogy to be found in nature for the massive harm we inflict on animals merely for pleasure. Slaughtering and murdering animals for personal gain clearly places the needs of humans above all other mammals. This practice is called anthropocentrism. Every sanctification of anthropocentrism species must be rejected, and by affirming the resolution, we can do just that. The right to life is a moral principle based on the belief that a human being has the right to live and should not be unjustly killed by another human being. How do we justify not providing these rights to animals? One argument may be animals cannot participate in our society because they do not have the intellectual capacity to abide by its laws. Does this mean we should treat infants, mentally handicapped, or other dysfunctional humans like animals? As humans, we choose to protect infants and the handicapped because they are still conscious beings and still feel pain. Animals feel pain as much as humans. There are abortion laws that protect a fetus from feeling pain. Why can't we protect animals? As humans, it is our duty to protect all animals equally. Millions were outraged over Michael Vick's involvement in dogfighting, but turned a blind eye to slaughtering cows. The notion of deriving pleasure from violence towards dogfighting is repulsive to us. So how can we justify harming animals for the taste of their flesh? How can it be wrong to harm for pleasure in one instance and not the other? Ashley Capps says the same reasons that compel us to oppose dogfighting also compel us to abstain from killing animals that aren't necessary for survival. If compassion and health isn't significant enough, the strain on the environment that results from meat eating is catastrophic. The energy used to produce meat depletes natural resources. Raising animals requires huge amounts of water. According to the Water Education Foundation, it takes 2,464 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef in California. It only takes 25 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of wheat. The United States Geological Survey says that 40% of fresh water used in the U.S. in 2000 went to irrigate feed crops for the livestock. By switching to a plant-based diet, we will save our water supply. It's not just water that's at risk. Fossil fuels and topsoil will soon be depleted. David Pimentel from Cornell University claims that 40 calories of fossil fuel are needed to produce 1 calorie of protein from beef, while only 2 calories of fossil fuel are needed to produce 1 calorie of protein from tofu. The production of corn and soybeans, the major grains fed to livestock, causes massive soil erosion because their crops are grown in rows. This exposes topsoil to both wind and rain erosion. David estimates that we lose nearly 7 billion tons of topsoil every year. Rainforests are being destroyed to produce livestock. According to the Nature Conservancy, every second of every day, 1 football field of rainforest is destroyed. What makes matters even worse is that with each square foot of rainforest gone, up to 20 different plant species and hundreds of insects are killed while more animal habitats are destroyed. Rainforests are vital to the world's oxygen supply, and we continue to eat meat, we will deplete our oxygen supply.